So I just finished oxidizing this piece, and this is the piece that we're going to be wrapping today, and I'll tell you more about it if you stay tuned. Thanks. Hi, this is Tammy with Debbie Tammy Creations, and I was sent a bunch of stones from someone who wants me to wrap these for him. And so I thought I would select one and we could kind of wrap it together. And since it's a male, I will need to make these kind of masculine or unisex. So I'm going to wrap these in copper. So I'm going to be using the Rio Grande Square 20 gauge dead soft. And I may be using some 28 gauge round dead soft square wire, as well as some 22 gauge half round dead soft square, not square, half round wire. So I'll also be using my usual chain nose pliers. These are tweezer nose, flush cutters, round nose, and possibly my nylon jaw pliers. So I will pick one of these and we'll get started. All right, so I've decided to begin with this large amber piece, and it is 2 inches long and 1 inch wide at its widest point. And some of these, he told me which direction he wanted them to go, which side to have pointing up. This one he did not. So I think what I'm going to do is, it's kind of more rounded on this side. So I'm going to make this flatter side be the back. And this part here is not as straight. So I'm going to make my bail be up here where it's a little bit straighter. So this will be the front, the direction that I'm going to do it. So I'm using 4 pieces of my 20 gauge square dead soft wire. And I'm going to begin wrapping. I have about 5 inches of this 22 gauge half round wire. So I'm going to begin with that, and right in the middle, at about the 7-inch mark, I'm going to begin wrapping here. So I'm just going to wrap, I don't know if this will be the bottom, maybe 10 or 12 times, and we'll see how that looks before I cut anything off. So just wrapping. And I'll go ahead and wrap on this side as well. And as I go, I'll kind of squish them together and press them down with my nylon jaw pliers, just to keep everything kind of uniform. So we'll see if this is long enough. And then I'm going to finish both ends off on the same side. So that would be this side here. Let me just press all these down first and squeeze them together. Okay, so let me go ahead and bring this last one on this side back up so that I can trim it off on the top. Okay, so I'm trimming off here, and that one's already bent over there halfway, so I'll leave that there. Right, so this will be the inside, and this will be the outside where they're fully wrapped. And let's see how this looks. So it will fit here on the bottom. And then since this is really quite wide, I'm going to go ahead and open these out kind of right from the beginning to stretch around that stone and capture it at the bottom here. So I've got it, it's real slippery as well. All right, so this is the front. So I want to make sure I get it on here right. I'm going to start bending these around it. Okay. I'll do one side first. So bringing this up and stretching these all around so that it catches it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take this back one around to the back here. All right, and this one I'm going to bring to the front. Okay, so there's one side. And none of that is secure yet, but it will be. And then on this other side, I'll do something similar. I'm going to bring this one across the front and this one across the back. And then the two coming up kind of along the side. All right. So that's the general idea. And then I'm going to bend this so that it follows the shape of that stone. And I'm just going to kind of push it up with my pliers there, so there's not much space. All right, so now we've got this coming around. Actually, this is my back. The flat side is going to be the back. I forgot about that. So that's the back. And this will be the front. And again, you know, we really need this to be stable and secure because it's quite large and I don't want it to come apart. So I think having this come across is kind of necessary, and it kind of makes it look cool. It's a neat design, and it's, you know, it needs to be masculine, but I think that is not, I think that's a unisex type of look there. And now I have to figure out how to secure all of these and make a bail. So I'm going to take one of my back wires. Actually, I think I'll take this one that's coming up the top, and I'm going to just go ahead and bring it around the side and trying to keep all these side ones in line so they're not crossing over each other. And the same on this side. Okay. And pull to make that nice and snug there. Push those together. All right. I think this is going to be secure enough. I'm just going to go ahead and kind of shape this next wire down into that groove. There's a little groove here. So I just want to make this as snug around the stone as possible. Okay, that looks pretty good. And now the trick will be to make this unisex so that it doesn't look too feminine. So from here, I think what I will do is find two of these wires that are in the front. So these two that are in the front, this is the one that was going around. Bring it around a third time. And I'll make my bail with these two front ones. And then I'm going to bring the rest of these around or down into the back. just for more security. So I'm going to push those down, and I can use my pliers to kind of help with that, to pull those in toward the neck and then squeeze them together in the back there. Okay. And I'm just gonna separate these a little bit in the back so that I can make a bail and slide it through that little hole there. And then it will come out the back in between these, okay? So my bail is actually going to come forward like this. And I just need to make it centered, and I'm just going to use my fingers. So I want to make sure there's enough space for kind of a thick chain if that's what he decides to use. And then I'm going to feed these. I'll just do one at a time through that little hole into the back. Same with this one. To the back. Oops. Let me pull it with my pliers. There we go. And I just kind of want them to sit together, not necessarily apart, but there we go. And then I've got those two coming out here from the back. So we have a lot going on in the back here, but we can use these to make it even more secure. So I think what we'll do is trim these off. And let's see, I'm gonna go ahead and bring this around one more time to go in front of the bail. And then I'm gonna bring it through the bail. Sorry, I brought that around the front, through the bail. And I'll just cinch that and trim it off inside. Okay. There we go. So there's the front. And then let me trim these off here. And you know, I have some extra wire, made it extra long because I wasn't sure how much I would need, but I can save these and, you know, use these for ear wires or something. Let's see, I've got one more long one. I'm just wondering if I need to bring another one around the front, but I kind of think it's fine. I don't think that's gonna go anywhere. So I'm gonna go ahead and trim this one off too. Okay. And then with these two, I'll trim them short. Those are the two that came through from the front, and I'm just going to bend those upward to get them out of the way. So they're kind of hidden in there between where all of those wires are coming down in the back. So now I think what I will do is just create some little curls in the back with these wires like this. So there's one. And this one I'm going to make a little higher, so I'll cut it shorter. Just move these out of the way for now. This one. Bend it up and around too, like that. Okay. So they are sort of joined in the middle here. And then with these, I'm going to cut this middle one real short and make a very small curl with it. He may even decide to wear it this way. I think this one could be worn either way. It could be, kind of a reversible pendant maybe. So it looks pretty in the back as well. All right, so we've got a little swirl there. And then we've got two more here. And I think I will swirl them this other direction, going inward to the back, so it kind of, it's in between these two. There we go. And this one I'm going to try and fit up in here, so I'll cut this like that and swirl it this direction. So it sits kind of in between there. All right, so that actually looks pretty good. I think what I will do is lift these two at the bottom up a little bit, so they're sticking out just a little bit, and I'm going to grab maybe 3 inches of my half round, and I'm going to stick it in between these two. So I've got my flat side up, and I want this to come up through the center of that one as well, if I can get it to come up there. There we go. And then this one I'm gonna bring through. And then up through this one. Want it on this side, so there we go. Pull that tight with my pliers. Okay, so those two are connected. Then I'm going to move this one up. I'm going to try and connect it to this middle one here. So go around it. And back through. I need to make it stand up a little bit more so I can get through there. There we go. Pull it up through here. So now I've got all 3 of those connected. I'm going to go ahead and trim this and tuck it in, that top one. And this one, I'm going to go ahead and trim as well, right where it is. Okay, so those 3 now are all kind of held together there like that. And then I'm just going to press them down into the shape of the stone there. So, you know, I think that could be a front, but it's really the back. So this will be what I call the front, but I do believe he could wear it either way. So I will probably oxidize this for him, and then pick one of these other stones that he's asked me to wrap. And that'll be that. So I hope you enjoyed that. This is a good way to just, you know, sometimes you get something really odd shaped that you have to wrap, and you really have no idea how you're going to do it because the usual wrapping techniques are not going to work, and you just have to follow the lines of the stone. So hope you enjoyed that, and I'll talk to you later.